In today's video, we're going to check out a brand new e-bike from VanPowers. This is the UrbanCross Pro. Now, this is a Class 1 e-bike that provides us the ability of getting the experience of riding a regular bike, but with the pedal assist functionality to get us all the way up to 20 miles an hour. Not only that, also all the way up to 60 miles of range on a single charge. It's a lightweight bike, looks great, and of course has a lot of cool features built in. This is TK, and this is the UrbanCross Pro from VanPowers. Let's check it out and see what makes it so special. Like and subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell icon so that you're always notified to whenever we have new videos for you on the channel. Now, starting off with the unboxing and what we get in the box. Overall, the bike itself is about 70 to 80% assembled, and you just need to put the front wheel on, attach the pedals, and of course get the experience with the application, install it, pair it to the actual bike so that you can get the paired experience and unlocking the rear motor, because there is a security feature where when the bike is not activated, the rear motor does not actually work. So you can't actually even walk the bike. You have to turn it on. So it's definitely a nice option built into that. But once you download the application, available on the Google Play Store or even on the Apple App Store, pair it directly onto the bike, similar to what we've done with other bikes from VanPowers, and it's pretty much a straightforward experience. Now, the UrbanCross Pro is slightly different than the UrbanCross Ultra, which is another bike that looks similar, but has a few additional features that we'll cover ever so much when we're going through the different experiences that we get in here. But let's not waste too much time. Let's go outside real quick and do a quick walkthrough of the bike itself before we start riding it.
The UrbanCross Pro comes in two different colors. We have the lava red and the sand yellow, and that's the one we have here. One of the other things, of course, is that the actual unit comes in 3 different sizes as well. They're small, medium, and large. We have the medium frame here, and it's going to adjust and, of course, work with whatever system that you need. If you're a little taller side, go with the large, and if you're on the smaller side, definitely go with the small or even the medium. We have a nicely redesigned 1.45-inch LCD display that provides us the ability of not only controlling it, changing the speed, going from Eco, Sport to Boost, and that's going to give us the maximum of 20 miles an hour, again, pedal assist on the actual bike itself. Or you can even go all the way off, providing it just the experience of riding a regular bike. One thing to do, if you press the up and down on the actual boost configuration, give it about 3 seconds, you'll notice there's an extra menu here that gives you access to unit, backlight, auto sleep, password configuration, battery, display, controller, Bluetooth connectivity, as well as clearing data, language, resetting the actual bike if you decide to sell it, and of course, just exiting the menu itself. Pressing and holding the power button will shut it down and lock the bike, which is definitely very nice. Now, you may have noticed that this bike looks very thin. It almost looks like it's not even an e-bike. For the most part, it actually looks like a regular bike. The controls that we have here on the handlebar are pretty much one of the only things, as well as the display, that gives it away. The battery is positioned straight in the actual area here. It is non-replaceable and not accessible. So the batteries that we have in here, built in, no changing there. Max range is about 60 miles an hour. We have an LED light that's positioned at the front. Let's go ahead and turn it on. You guys can see that right there, and you can recharge it directly. It is not connected directly into the actual unit itself. The additional one that we have here in the back is the brake option as well, pretty much the same, rechargeable and connected. So it really leverages the fact that the power on the actual bike is mainly meant for the bike itself. The other thing I do want to mention, you probably have noticed this, is there is no kickstand. This bike does not have one, and you do need to purchase something separately, which we're going to talk about. The solution that I was actually recommended and I'm actually using here provides me the ability of actually connecting it directly, but you have to remember to bring it with you. And once you use it, it's pretty much easy to go, but you have to carry that with you. Other than that, it actually is very nice. We have a shifter configuration on the right to be able to change the different speeds, typical to a standard bike. It is definitely not necessarily an off-road design, it's an on-road, or kind of like an urban commuter. The tires that we have in here are definitely very nice, but they're not intended to be used off-road. So on the streets, on the sidewalk, that's going to be perfectly fine for that. And of course, you can configure it. There's additional holes on the front here area to be able to add a water bottle holder. That one's not included in the kit. The controls or the handlebars here are very nice, very soft, and material is provided very nice. And just obviously, since we want to hear what the bell sounds like, that's the actual bell. It is included as well in the actual kit. I was able to mount a phone holder here in case you want to use that, but other than that, for the most part, the motor that we have in back here will support us up to 20 miles an hour, and it is a maximum of 20 miles an hour. If you have it turned on and you're in sport mode, it will limit you as to the speed that you're able to go beyond the 20 miles an hour. To be able to go through that, if let's say you're more of a competitive rider, turn it off, ride it like a regular bike, and you'll be able to go as fast as you'd like. Something to keep in mind in the configuration, but you can go from Eco, Sport to Boost and get the ride that you want. And what this essentially is doing is providing us a kickstand solution to a bike that does not have one built into it. So what you're using is the pedal, essentially either the right or left, to make sure that it's positioned straight down, leverage it in, lock it in directly, and then using the legs on it pretty much provides you that experience. And as you're looking at it there, I did that. Obviously, you can do it at home, outside. It provides us a solution to be able to get a kickstand because, as usual, if you don't want to just put the bike down every single time, this will provide you the stability, especially if you need to put that in at home, in the garage or anything like that. This will help us also position it correctly. Of course, some of the security features for Bluetooth connectivity and auto unlock on connection are all configurable directly within the app, as well as any software update that may come through. You just have to connect it, set it up through the app, and of course, connect it to the bike via Bluetooth. Now, because there's two versions of this, there's the Pro, which is the one we have, and then there's the Ultra that is also sold separately. There's a compartment here that's actually just void of anything right now. It is positioned here in case you want to be able to purchase the accessory for the GPS tracking that you're able to connect and install directly into the bike. You'll notice there's a nice little opening there. The Ultra model does have that included. That's part of their functional options. This one, it's not. It just basically sits there, and for the most part, it's just an open container or an open area directly within the bike. Now, the last thing I do want to share with you guys real quick is regarding the design or the inspiration of what this bike is supposed to do. Now, this is considered to be a gravel e-bike. The UC bike here is a gravel e-bike that's supposed to be lighter, faster, and easy to be able to tackle almost any situation for commuters, either on-road or slightly off-road. Again, this is not an off-road bike, but the design that you get in here with the shifters that we have provide you the ability of having a light form factor, which is one of the reasons why this bike doesn't come with an actual kickstand. VanPowers did mention that they are looking into this, maybe potentially having something in the future, but in the current configuration, you're looking at a sub or around 40-pound bike that is light, built-in battery, class 1 experience, of course, being able to actually have that assisted pedaling experience, so you don't have to push yourself so hard. But if you do, this actually has the ability of doing so. So again, a very nice combination of performance, lightweight, and nice design. To help us with the performance that we have in here, we have a Shimano GRX QES 400 9-speed gear system supported with the Tektro hydraulic disc brakes that allows us not only have configuration, speed, but also the ability of braking, having that great braking performance on both the front and the rear tire. This is also to complement the experience that we have in here to be able to go between the 3 different options on the actual bike itself, either having it off, going eco, going sport, or even boost mode to provide you that up to 20 miles an hour experience in a class 1 experience. And of course, using the shifter that we have in here, you can configure it from either having as strong of a pedaling system to as light to, again, get the workout that you're looking for.
Well, I've had the bike for a few weeks now, and one of the biggest things I'll probably say overall, outside of the fact that it doesn't have a kickstand, it's actually a pretty nice, fun bike to ride. It's a commuter bike. This is not an off-road bike, so the tires on this are not going to be as thick. And what it means essentially is it's going to be great for surfaces like the streets, sidewalks, or even light gravel, but I would not take this off-road. Ride's really nice. Setup is pretty straightforward. Once you have it set up in the app, for the most part, you don't really have to bother with it too much. Turning it on, as you know, we turn it on from the power button on the left side, on the left handle, and then from there you're able to enjoy riding it. And again, different experiences in different times. I had the opportunity to experience it during really cold weather and really warm weather because Southern California being the weird weather system that we have right now, we were going through multiple areas all the time. The experience overall is very comfortable. It is a bike that you need to exercise with. This is not an e-bike where you're going to class 2 or a class 3. This requires you to actually pedal to be able to get the experience out of this running. Overall performance is pretty straightforward. The battery life is actually pretty consistent. I wasn't able to reach the 60 miles on it yet, although with the experience that I've been using it for the last 3 or 4 weeks, I got it up to 32 and I still did not drain the battery entirely. The 1.45-inch display that we have, an LCD display, is very easy to see outdoors, even in direct sunlight. The VanLife app is also very simple to customize. Now, the difference between this bike and the Ultra system that we talked about before is the GPS tracking, that extra module that we would see inside of the actual bike, as we talked about that with the hands-on. This is one of the differences in here. The casing is there, it's empty on the Pro that we have. And I'm assuming maybe at some point or another in the future, we'll be able to buy those additional accessories and add that in there. But outside of that, the experience has been very fun, very nice. And even though this is technically a 14-pound bike, it's technically one of the lightest bikes that is an e-bike on the market, making it easy to take it up and down stairs, walk around with it, put it on your shoulder. It actually becomes very functional in the sense of where you're going with it. So what I really like about the bike itself overall is that you're not only able to get it with pedal assist as a class 1 e-bike with the assisted motor, but you're also able to turn all of that and just ride it like a regular bike. The configuration that we have in here is 3 different options. There's Eco, I think it's Eco, Sport, forward and boost. And there's an off option allowing you to ride the bike just by itself. The one thing, or the caveat to that, is that you do need to have the bike on to be able to ride it like a regular bike. So if the battery's coming pretty low and you need to ride it back, that's going to be basically the best experience. But you should be able to see all of that information before going out on the ride. I like the new interface that they have for the display. It's a little bit different than what we've seen before. It's more of a circular one. Looks more aesthetically pleasing, and also makes it so much like an, I'd probably say that it actually doesn't even look like an e-bike. Unless you look close enough, you don't even know that it's an e-bike. And as I mentioned to you guys before, there's 3 different body sizes, so make sure you get the right one for your size. So small, medium, and large. Large for obviously taller people, and medium is more for medium experiences. At the end of the day, it was a fun bike to experience. Again, it's a class 1 bike, not a class 2. VanPowers does offer class 2 bikes, which are also, again, pedal assist with boosting mode, meaning you have the ability of just riding the bike and letting it do all the riding for you. This one is pretty much meant as a commuter, basically in town, on road, off road, but not off road in the same way we would use some of their other bikes. Again, just be aware, again, it's a commuter bike. Thank you very much for VanPowers for sending us the UrbanCross Pro to check out. And of course, let me know what you guys think of this brand new bike. Is this something that would be interesting to you, or do you like the Class 2 e-bikes that VanPower offers? I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe.